Hi students, good morning. Welcome to our video classes. In the previous class we have learnt about acids, bases and salts. Already we learnt about the tests for acids, bases and salts also. Now we are going to learn about acids, classification of acids. These acids are classified into two types, that are strong acids and weak acids. Generally we think acids means what are the that are chemicals, that means what are the substances which we use in our chemical lab, that are only acids. If we think so, that is totally incorrect. Why? Generally we use the different food substances, different materials like aerated water, cool drinks, next other citrus fruits, and in some animals or plants, in that also some acids are present. But we think what are present in the chemical lab and stored in the glass bottles, and it is dangerous while we are handling, if we think that are acids, that is totally incorrect. These acids are present in the food materials also, that means the food we eat, the water we drink, the air we breathe, all these are chemicals. Okay, these may be in acidic nature or basic nature or neutral. That means what we use it in our daily life, that means food materials or in the plants or animals, these acids are present. That may be that mostly these are weak acids. Okay, that but not strong acids. But what we use it in our lab, mostly hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, nitric acid, these are strong acids. Like that, these acids are classified into two types, that are strong acids and weak acids. Generally which acids are used in our chemical lab, that are hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, nitric acid. These hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid and nitric acid are called as strong acids. Why these are called as strong acids? If they burn, when these acids are contact with our body or clothes or the metals, they burn our hands or clothes or the metals. That's why these are called as strong acids. These strong acids are synthesized in the chemical lab from the minerals which are extracted from the earth. That means from the minerals, these acids are prepared from the earth minerals. That's why these are also called as mineral acids. These strong acids are called as mineral acids. But one more acid is there, that is carbonic acid. That carbonic acid is also mineral acid, but that is weak acid. Then why these are called as strong acids and why these are called as weak acids, later we will learn. Next, for example, if we use citrus fruits like orange, lemon, these are citrus. That means these are citrus, means in it also acid is present. What is that acid? Citric acid. And we use tamarind, in it also it is also citrus in taste, and in it an acid is present, that is tartaric acid. And we use vinegar in food for to store food materials. What we use? Vinegar. In this vinegar also what is there? Acid is present. What is that acid? Acetic acid. And in the ant sting or nettle plant sting, an acid is present, that is formic acid or ethanoic acid. And in cool drinks, that means aerated water, in that also an acid is present. What is that acid? Carbonic acid. That means mostly these acids are present in the food materials what we use in our daily life. That's why these are called as weak acids. Why? These are not harmful to us. For example, sour milk. In that sour milk also, it is sour in taste, means that what are present? Acid is present. Which acid is present? That is lactic acid. Like that, what we use in our daily life, in that also some acids are present, like acetic acid, formic acid, citric acid, tartaric acid, carbonic acid. These are called as weak acids. Why these are called as weak acids? These are not, even we consume, these are not harmful to us. That's why these are called as weak acids. Generally these weak acids are present in the plant parts and animal bodies. For example, an ant bite or a honeybee bite, what happens? This methanoic acid or formic acid is injected. Due to that acid we observe severe pain, but after some time that is relieved. That means what is happened, that acid is injected to our into our body, that causes pain. Like these acids are called as weak acids, but these are naturally occurring acids. These are occurred in nature in the plant bodies and animal bodies. Then these strong acids, hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, nitric acid, these are used in our lab. If they are used in the concentrated form, it is very dangerous. Why? They burn our hands or these cloths, or even if it is dropped on metal, that metal also eaten up by this acid. That's why these are called which acids? Concentrated acids. What we call as mineral acid, that mineral acids are highly concentrated acids. If they are used in the concentrated form, that is not safe. That's why we have to dilute that acids. Then what are concentrated acids and what are diluted acids? Simply concentrated acids means which contains minimum possible amount of water, that is called concentrated acid. If it contains more of water, that is dilute acid. Water, if it contains low amount of water, that is concentrated acid. If it contains large amount of water, that is dilute acid. For example, to understand what is concentration and what is dilute, to understand these terms, let us observe an example. Take 1 liter of water take 2 beakers. The 2 beakers are filled with same amount of water. That means in each beaker 1 liter of water. To the first beaker add 50 grams of sugar, stir well, and in the second beaker add 250 grams of sugar. Then both are solutions, the sugar dissolves in both the, but in the first case more amount of water is present, less amount of solute. In the case of second beaker, large amount of solute, that means less amount of water. Less amount of water means that is concentrated solution, more amount of water means that is dilute solution. In the same manner, if it contains minimum possible amount of water, that is concentrated acid. If it contains more of water, that is dilute acid. Then can we dilute the acids? Yes, we can easily dilute the acids. Then how can we dilute the acids? Okay, while diluting acids, generally what we call as minerals, which are prepared from the minerals of the earth, hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, nitric acid, these are concentrated acids. Why? Its pH value is very low, means highly concentrated. Then if we use in its concentrated form, it is very dangerous. Okay, that may eaten up our hands or that metal or anything, the plastic or anything. That's why we have to dilute these acids. Then how can we dilute these acids? For diluting acids, we have to take proper care. While diluting acids, that means while the acid is mixing with water, that is called as a dilution. When acid is mixed with water, that is dilution of acid, that is called as diluting acids. But observe one thing, while diluting acids, we have to add acid to water, just like drop wise by continuous stirring, but don't add water to acid. Why? This mixing of an acid with water is exothermic reaction, highly exothermic. Already we have learned what is exothermic reaction. What is exothermic reactions? If heat is evolved during a reaction, then it is called as exothermic reaction. That means this dilution of acids, that means mixing of acid with water, it is highly exothermic. Okay, that's why while diluting acids, always add acid to water, just like drop wise as shown in the figure. Okay, in this figure, sulfuric acid is take water in a beaker. That means, for example, if you want to prepare 10% or 5% sulfuric acid. What is that? 5% sulfuric acid. What does it mean? 5% sulfuric acid means 5 milliliters of acid is added to 95 milliliters of water. Then it is 5% sulfuric acid. For that 5 milliliters of sulfuric acid is taken and 95 milliliters of water. This 95 milliliters of water is taken in a beaker, and to this add this 5 milliliters of sulfuric acid just like drop wise. Okay, but don't add all the 5 milliliters acid to the water at a time, just like drops. Okay, one drop is added, just sliding on the internal walls of the beaker and stir the beaker like this. Again another drop, stir well, continue stirring. Why? When a drop is added to water, heat is evolved. The heat which is evolved is distributed in the entire water. Okay, but if we add water to acid, then it is highly exothermic. If we add water to acid, then this water is mixed with acid, then high amount of energy is released. Then the water may convert it into steam. It may splash. Okay, it is very dangerous. Okay, that's why while diluting acids, what we have to do, keep it in your mind, we have to add acid, but don't add water to acid. Like that we have to dilute the acids by using this process. Observe that warning sign. In that warning sign, what is indicated? Don't add water to acid. Always add acid to water for diluting for our required concentration. Okay, then properties of acids. Properties means two types of properties. What are the two properties? Physical properties and chemical properties. First, physical properties of physical properties of acids. What are these physical properties of acids? Already we have learned how to test an acid and how to test a base by using the indicators. We have three indicators. What are that? Litmus paper or litmus solution, methyl orange and phenolphthalein indicator. These three indicators are mostly used to test whether the substance is acidic in nature or basic in nature or neutral. Already we have tested. Litmus paper. Acids change blue litmus paper into red. Bases change red litmus paper into blue. And what about the color change of methyl orange? Methyl orange means it is in orange in color. That's why its name as methyl orange. Take a solution, add just a drop, 1 or 2 drops of this methyl orange. If the solution changes into pink color, it is acid. If the solution changes into yellow color, it is base. That's why acids change methyl orange into pink, sometimes red, and bases change methyl orange into yellow. If there is no change in color, the orange color remains as orange, means that is a neutral substance. Next, another indicator is there. What is that other indicator? Phenolphthalein indicator. Acids change this phenolphthalein means it is a colorless. Acids change phenolphthalein into colorless. Bases change phenolphthalein into pink. Like that, based on the color change, we can easily, and by using these indicators, we can easily test whether it is an acid or base or neutral. Okay, what we use in our daily life, we have to test that substances also by using these indicators. For example, if we take water, this in the case of drinking water, what we use in our daily drinking water, if there is no change in color of blue litmus or red litmus or methyl orange phenolphthalein, that means it is neutral. That neutral water is safe to drink. And body fluids, if we take our body fluid like saliva, it is slightly acidic in nature when we test with these indicators. And another body fluid, blood, it is basic in nature. How can you say that is basic in nature? By testing with these indicators. That means, and again, acids are sour in taste. Which are sour in taste? Generally all the substances contains acids. Mostly that may be mineral acids, or that means strong acids, or organic acids, means weak acids. But most food materials contains weak acids. Next, these acid solutions conduct electricity also. Already we have learned pure water. Is electricity passes through pure water? No, pure water is a bad conductor of electricity. To improve its conductivity, what we have added? We have added a little acid. Why? Whenever we add this little acid, what is happened? This acid splits into its respective ions. For example, if we add HCl in the presence of that water, this HCl splits into H plus ions and Cl minus ions. If we add nitric acid, H plus ions and NO3 minus ions. And if we add sulfuric acid, H plus ions and SO4 2 minus ions. Okay, and these ions carries the charge. When acid is added to water, that is acid solution or aqueous solution of the acid. Then these aqueous solutions of acids conduct electricity or not? Why? It splits into its respective ions. This process of splitting of a molecule into its respective ions, that is called as ionization. That are ionized, that are decomposed into its ions. These ions carry the charge. That's why these are called as, through which liquid substance the electricity passes, that is called as electrolyte. That's why acid solutions conduct electricity. These are the main properties of, that means physical properties mostly. These are the properties of acids. Let other properties are also there, that are chemical properties. Simply, what are chemical properties? Chemical properties means that acid reacts with another substance, what is formed. If we express that, simply that is the chemical property of that acids. Okay. Okay students, I hope that you understood the properties of acids, that means physical properties of acids. And in the next class we will learn about the properties of, chemical properties of acids. Thank you.